Hey guys, welcome back to Libro review. I hope you're doing very nice in these tough times. I'm sending a lot of hugs and positivity to all of you. Today's video is all about Amor, revealing each and everything that I did to produce Amor. I'm going to reveal what is there inside the journal. I'm going to leave an Amazon link in the description, and finally, after all the struggles, Amor is available on Amazon and you can get it for yourself. Let's start from the ideation. How did I get the idea that I want to publish a journal myself? In 2020, actually, I decided that I want to publish my own journal. Why? Because I am a big freak when it comes to journal, and I've been journaling since forever, since I was a kid, since I did not even know what journaling is. And I've seen like this myth, not exactly a myth, but this thing going around that you only need to be like a certain kind of a person to journal. If you are a kid, you cannot journal. If you don't have big goals, you cannot journal. If you are not an overthinker, you cannot journal. There are so many things, conditions as to what makes you a person who should be journaling, whereas there are no conditions as to why or when or how you should be journaling. Journaling is meant for each and every human being in the world, and I wanted to like bust all those myths out because I've been using journaling for myself since like I can remember, and it has been so helpful for me. And I just don't want you to keep yourself away from something so beautiful, something so simple that can completely change your life, just like reading. That is when I was like, all right, I'm going to publish my own journal, a journal that you can use for yourself even if you have never done journaling before. If you don't know like the J of journaling, you can still use this journal for yourself. I got this idea in 2020, but I was not able to implement on it because of the pandemic. Towards the end of 2020 in December, things had started looking much better, which is why I was like, this is one thing that I have been putting off since such a long time. Let me get on it. Now, without talking to anybody else about it, without even like mentioning that I am doing this, what I wanted to do is just get started with it like by myself, because usually what happens is when you're talking about something a lot, you just talk about it, you don't do it. And I did not want to do that for myself. I did not want like complications in this really raw idea that I had that would stop me from doing what I want to do. That is when in December I came up with this design. I designed it in Canva. It was super simple, of course, and it is like nothing like the real journal. But I really wanted the journal to look something like this. I wanted the journal to have a heart in it. I wanted the journal to have I am love in it, because this journal is based on 40 rules of love. I was inspired to make this journal after reading 40 rules of love, because the affirmation that is written on the cover, I am love, is the affirmation I got for myself after reading 40 rules of love. Why is it I am love? I read 40 rules of love during a very difficult time in 2020. Of course, it was a difficult time for all of us. After reading the book, I was like so empowered. I felt so much strength inside me because I realized that I am love. I am like an embodiment of love. There is love running through my veins, in my body, everywhere. And 40 rules of love taught me the power of love. What is love? What does love do to one? And how it is the strongest force in the whole world. Imagine we are a part of the strongest force in the whole world. This itself was like so empowering for me. If you have not read the 40 rules of love, then I suggest you read it, and then you will know what this entire affirmation of I am love means. But if you do not want to read the book and you want like a small answer for it, it is that you are a part of the strongest force in the world. You are an ocean of love, an ocean of love. And just imagine, like, just think of one person you love. It may be yourself, it may be your pet, it may be your friend, your parents, anybody, and just see how you feel. Now imagine that feeling is what you truly are completely, and everything else, any other emotion, everything else, the various thoughts, the various feelings that you get, they are streams of river that finally meets the ocean. So they are streams of thoughts and emotions and feelings and situations and circumstances that finally come to you. And sometimes we think that we are not the ocean. Sometimes we start identifying ourselves with the stream of river, with one single stream of river, and that is when it is extremely important for you to remind yourself that you are love. I am love. I am strong. I am an ocean of love, and no matter what stream of river is coming to me, that will get mixed in me. I will not get mixed in that. Based on these thoughts, I made this really noob kind of a cover. I wanted the cover to be extremely minimalistic but very detailed, because that is the kind of person I am. For example, this tattoo that I have, it is a very minimalistic tattoo, but all the like lines inside it makes it very detailed. Then in January, I talked to Akansha, who is the designer of Amor. Now talking to her, it was so good. It was so good. I also had like an outline of what will go inside the journal, and every single element in the journal is very well thought over. Is it beginner friendly? Will somebody read this and get confused? What kind of journaling should a beginner look forward to? I talked to Akansha. Akansha is a designer. We had a very good time. It took us like 2 calls or 3 calls to finally decide that yes, we are working together, for her to get the complete idea of what I want. And then from there, the whole designing journey began. Now, when we were in the middle of it, we had just started, something really horrible happened, and my grandma passed away in February. And I don't know how to say February. You guys know what I mean. And that was a horrible time. It was a horrible thing to happen. I cannot talk about it a lot right now, but since that happened and everything that we were going through, the process of designing got extremely delayed. Now the first date that was decided for Amor to come out was March 18th, and I had planned that date very thoughtfully, like I always do. Like I plan stuff a lot. And then on April 18th, which is the 3rd anniversary of Libro review, it would go completely live. Amor would be live. Everything got delayed. So then when I came back, Akansha and I talked again, and we started to like make sense of things, and then we started with the designing process, and we kind of like fastened it a little bit. Akansha was very sweet. She was understanding every single thing that I was saying, which is amazing, and I'm so grateful for that, because I don't know what would happen if I did not have Akansha, or if I had someone who would take this just like a job instead of thinking about it like their own baby, like their own product. The designing process got done, and then I was like, woohoo, now I just have to find a printer, and then I can register on Amazon and everything will be fine. We can still start the pre-orders from March 18th. However, another horrible thing happened in March, which is my entire family, including me, we got COVID, and that effectively again postponed the entire journal plan. I was not able to go out to find a printer. I did not know what to do. The delivery people, this, that. I was first of all like sleeping the whole time, like forget everything else. So because of that, everything got extremely delayed. The pre-order date was completely changed, and it took us like the whole month of March to recover from COVID. And then April came already, and in April I started thinking about going out and finding a printer and finally getting done with this. Getting a printer was the most difficult task for me in my head, because as confident as I am on the camera, it is slightly difficult for me to talk to new people. I get awkward. This was like my first venture where I go outside and I talk about money and I talk about business to some other person and try to make some other person understand what I want and what I need, and then the whole negotiating and bargaining process and everything, it was like blah, blah, blah. So I was really dreading the entire process of finding a printer. But after a lot of struggles and after a lot of like getting extremely nervous and everything, I did find a printer, and the day I found a printer, I was the happiest. I know for a fact that every single time I was going to take like any step towards finding a printer, I was scared. Like I was scared and I was nervous. I know it, but I still I'm really happy about myself that in that moment I did not let like my fear get the best of me, and I just did what I had to do, like without really thinking about overthinking about it. And then Amor was out for printing. Now that Amor, the journal, was getting printed, the whole way was open, and then I could finally start with a pre-order. That is when we started with the whole pre-order process on Instagram. You guys have been so kind, and I got so many orders, and we already we crossed the first 100 orders in like 3 or 4 days, which is amazing, which I am very grateful for. But again, this whole thing in the country now happened. Now I am not saying that my problem is bigger than what is going on in the whole country, like obviously, but that effectively again put a pause on a lot of things. I already have taken the pre-order, but the delivery is getting delayed. My printer and like the entire family and his office and everyone got COVID. Finally, all the journals were printed. Finally, they were delivered, and I finally got the real copy of Amor. This is what El Amor looks like. This is the cover. I am love. And the reason why you see this heart, mountains and like the river and the solar system and the universe dust and everything, like clouds and everything, that's because every single time you look at the cover, you must remember that you are the universe. You have the whole universe in your heart, and this is supposed to be your heart. This is what it looks like. Coming to the information about the journal now. This is what it looks like from the front. This is what it looks like from the back. I'm going to try to cover the barcode over here because the barcode has a special message for anyone who is buying the journal, specifically for no one else. Like nobody else is going to watch the video that has been uploaded on my YouTube channel if you do not buy the journal. So it was like a special thing for the buyers of my journal. So this is what it looks like. Now talking about every single page in the journal, the first page is I am dash and I am loved, which is like the name page. For example, for me, I am Anchal and I am loved. That is an affirmation that you tell yourself every single time you're not feeling good. So when you are not feeling good, when you are feeling low, whatever it is, you do not have to specifically like start journaling. You can just like open the notebook and you have the affirmation over there, and hopefully that will be a good reminder to you that you are very, very strong, and it will help you to overcome whatever it is that you're going through. The next thing is a user guide that I have written. These 2 pages, I have typed them completely. There are 6 points in the user guide how you can use each kind of journaling that I have included in the journal. Now the good thing about this journal is that it is a 5-in-1 journal. You can do 5 kinds of journaling in one journal. Why I did this is because this was the biggest issue that I had when I was starting to journal. I have made a video already on these 7 types of journaling that you can do, and you have seen that I use 7 kinds of journal for myself. It is so difficult to like carry all of them, and I used to feel so overwhelmed. I used to feel like all I'm doing is like journaling and journaling my whole day and nothing else. It was a difficult process, and I wanted this journal to be very, very efficient that way. That is the reason not all 7, other 2 are optional. You can use this journal the way you want, but you can do up to 5 kinds of journaling in one journal. And these 6 points that I have, for example, habit tracker. Why are there only 3 lines in the habit tracker pages? I have written that down. Why have I given a checklist? Why have I given a plain page after it? When it comes to daily journaling, why does the daily journal page have certain elements into it? Why does it have a blank page? Why does weekly journaling have certain elements to it? Why do we have a blank page after the weekly journal? Then we come to the monthly journaling. Why have I put the monthly journaling the way it is? Why have I put the reading tracker like it is? Basically, anyone who does not know how to journal, I have a guide for you in here. You can read this guide and you can start. You do not need to go anywhere else, and you do not need to wreck your brains. In the end of the user guide, I have also given a small message from my side. For example, if somebody does not know Libro review, or if you guys do not know why I have made the journal the way it is, then I've written like this small note that you can read. You can also read it when you're feeling low, and you will know why the journal is the way it is, and I think it will be extremely empowering for you. After that, next we have the habit tracking page. So on one side you can write 3 habits, and then you can track them over here on a monthly basis. Every single day you do something, you can check it off. There are a lot of checklists in this journal because checking shit off is the best part of journaling. You know, you feel so accomplished and you feel so good. And on this side we have a quote by James Clear, who is the author of Atomic Habits. You guys know I love that guy. Atomic Habits is the best book in the world when it comes to talking about habits and how to build habits and this and that. Again, you can read that book to understand and use these pages better. And I've also left this empty space for you so that over here you can write why you want to build the habits that you want to build. Now all these are based on the personal development journaling that I did for myself. I made checklists, I wrote down the habits that I want, and I always wrote down why I want a certain habit, because on the days when you don't feel like doing or following the habit, or after some time, for example, you are consistent for 1 week and then you are not consistent, that is when you read the why page. That is when you read the quote by James Clear, and that will give you instant motivation to do whatever it is you have to do. After that, we have the daily journaling page. This journal is undated. You can write the date for yourself, so it is not like, you have to do it every day. It's okay if you miss a few days, and it is not like you have to start on a certain date. It is completely your choice. We have I am grateful for, and then I have left some space. Then I have currently reading. Obviously it is Libro Reviews journal. Of course we have reading tracker in this. Then we have top 3 priorities. Why only 3? This is what I did again as a beginner. We tend to make long lists of the things that we want to do, and then we don't do them and then feel guilty about it. Actually, you don't need to do a lot of things in your day. It is based on the 80-20 principle. 20% of your task is giving you 80% of the result. So you write those 20% of the tasks over here in your top 3 priorities, and you get done with that shit no matter what. It's okay if something else gets ignored, but you gotta do these 3 things. And in the end, we have message for self. Obviously, you write freaking motivating stuff for yourself because you deserve it. You tell yourself you love yourself. You tell yourself you're gonna kill this day or take care of yourself, whatever it is that you're doing that day, and have fun with it. On the other side, it is blank because in my previous journaling video, I had mentioned that if you want to make journaling interesting, you got to make it your own. You got to give it like your touch. And with the help of these blank pages, you will be able to give it your touch. You can do affirmations journaling. You can make to-do lists. You can draw over there. You can do whatever you want. Like, for example, if you're reading a book or you're watching a movie and you want to note something down, you can note those things down over there, whatever it is that you want. Now that goes on the daily thing for 7 days. So you have 7 pages of gratitude and then 7 plain pages. And after 7 days, as you finish the week, we have the weekly journaling spread. I made very sure that I'm making a whole spread. I had to put a lot of thought into that actually, so that it looks like a spread, so that it's continuous. So this entire area is weekly, that entire area is daily. Now over here in the weekly journaling, we have things I love about the week, because you gotta be proud of yourself. It's very important. Then things I should improve on, because accountability matters. I love, like, accountability is very important if you want to be successful in life. Then we have TBR and books I have read, of course, a weekly reading tracker. We have daily, we have weekly. Then we have to do for the week, and there is a joke in there which you will only see if you buy the journal, and I really hope you get it. It's really lame, but it's funny in my head. So, and then we have a water tracker, because you guys know I am crazy about hydration. You gotta drink water, you gotta do it, you gotta hydrate. So many things happen when you hydrate. And then again, we have a plain page. Now over here, you can either do your weekly planning, or again, whatever it is that you want on a weekly basis. I have specifically kept it for like weekly planning for myself, because that is the another kind of journal that I use for myself, and that is like, it is a task. Anyways, then again, we have the daily journaling. Now this goes on for 4 weeks. So that, because there are 4 weeks in a month, and then we come to the monthly spread. This is my favorite. This journal is for 3 months. So we have 3 different monthly spreads. How? I have written a message for you here personally to congratulate you and tell you how proud I am of you for actually journaling for a whole month. I just wanted to give you some motivation at the end of the month, and then I have left space for you to write good words for yourself, to congratulate yourself, and then motivate yourself to continue doing this for the next month too, because self-motivation is better than external motivation. And then on the other side, we have a monthly reading tracker. Over here, you write TBR, the books that you have to read, and the books that you read in the previous month. What you can do is, like, I've left the space plain, because you can write the names like only in this much space, and then over here you can write something else also that you want to do, books that you want to buy, books that you don't like, and all those kind of things, like books that you have to review if you were a reviewer, whatever it is. You can use it in your own way. And then we have a reading tracker. So every single day, even if you read 1 line, you get to check it off. Then again, we have the daily, then again we have the weekly, blah 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 blah. Then again, we have the second monthly motivation page, different message, different everything. Another thing that I did specifically is that after every monthly page, I have also left 2 pages of daily journaling. Why? Because in a month there are 4 weeks, but not 28 days, 30 days. So after every monthly page, I have left 2 pages so that you don't even miss 1 day of journaling. And then that goes on, and then we have the last month of the monthly motivation. After this also, I have left 2 pages again. Why? Because, for example, you're journaling and you are journaling in the month that has 31 days. So this is a 3-month journal. If you are journaling for 3 months and 2 of those months have 31 days, then towards the end you have pages that you can use for yourself for the 31st day. So I have left 2 pages extra for that too. I have made sure that this journal is amazing. I have made sure that it is cost effective. I have made sure that it is efficient, it is emotional. It is basically a piece of my heart. It is available on Amazon. I am putting the link in the description. You can go and buy it for yourself now, and that is it. I mean, this is all that I have to say. It's just this journey has been difficult but so much fun, and this was there on my vision board. Like, this journal was there on my vision board, and now it is reality. So every single time I hold it, I'm like, oh my god, like, oh my god, like, it's real, it's with me. So if you do enjoy this journal, then please buy it. And even if you don't buy it right now, please talk about it, share about it to like your friends and your family who can buy it, gift it. If you're a beginner, it is completely fine, you can still use this journal. I am telling you, you will not be disappointed. I just hope you got all the information it is that you need. It has 220 pages. That is one thing that I have not mentioned, but yes. And it is amazing. It's just, I wouldn't talk about this the way I am, or I wouldn't be so excited about talking about it if I myself did not like it. And that was the most important to me when I was designing it. It has to be something that when it comes in my hand, I get excited. And I'm so passionate about it because I know it can be extremely helpful for you, especially right now when everything is going so like, if you want to distract yourself, or if you want to like grow in this time, if you are in that mind space, if you want to do something for yourself, I think this can be a good first step. Thank you so much for everything, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.